This podcast contains real stories, adult language, and occasional chaos. Some content may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised, especially if you're easily offended, overly nostalgic, or still living.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Dorm Disorder Podcast. Before we get started, let's not forget, subscribe, follow, like, and share. And the mailbag is open, dormdisorder@gmail.com. Reach out to us. We're ready to hear from you, to hear some dorm disorder stories that if you don't want to come here and talk about, we will still share them for you. Again, I'm Mike, and I'm here with my partner.
It was cracking, everybody. Dan.
And we are here with a wonderful guest, Mommanagerglow, Gloria, and her daughter, our sister, Sahara, going into the 8th grade. Thank you guys so much for being here, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So we're going to start off. Normally, we ask other students, how did you wind up at Girard? But we have a Girard mom, and that's such a huge decision that we make as parents. Not that I'm making it, but you did. So how did you come to the decision to send not one, not two, but all three of your children to Girard?
Well, my son is now 32. He started in the 4th grade. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I had cousins there. Mm-hmm. My older cousins, their kids were there.
Okay.
And my grandmother had a daycare. And in the summertime, all the kids would go to the same daycare or go to the same camp. And my cousins, it was like 3 of them, Mark and Amir was 2. Okay. They were bragging about the school. And my son, they were bragging about the school to my son. Mm-hmm. And it just sounded interesting to him. So he asked me in the 3rd grade, he was like, well, can I go? Matter of fact, he might have asked me in the 2nd grade. Okay. Can he go? And I was like, no. And because the instinct that you get when your child asks to go away to school. First of all, I think most people send their kids to boarding school. For my son asking me to go, right? I didn't know why, because I didn't know the conversations that they had. Right. So I'm like, no, like what? Because I didn't even talk to my cousins about it. But I know that my cousins, they are very, very good parents. Mm-hmm. So I said no at first, and then him being in public school, he would get bored very fast, and the teacher kept saying things like, he's bored, I don't have anything for him to do. Once he's done, I let him get on the computer. And then he got in a little bit of trouble. So I thought that was my sign to go ahead and send him. After I talked to my cousins, they was explaining how good the school was, so I sent him. And once I sent him, he started in the 4th grade at this point. And then we were always up at the school with my oldest daughter. She wasn't even thought about yet. And because we were always up there for winter concert, spring concert, Founders Day, like literally everything, she asked to go. Oh, and wow. She was young, and she said, can I go to Quill School? And I was like, oh my God. And so I was like, but I had such success with him being there. Right. It was like a no-brainer, so I sent her there. Okay. And then fast forward, because my kids are very far apart in age. Yes, so you got 32, 25, and 14. Yep. So by the time and it was a help sake, because when you think about it, it was like, in order to make ends meet as a single mom, which the school, that's what it's kind of for. Right. I needed to work like longer hours and things like that. And it was kind of hard to do when I had to rush and pick kids up. So it was like a lifesaver for me. So by this time, when she came along, I had my oldest daughter to watch her. I really didn't need the helps per se. And then my income had become a little bit better. Right. But her going to public school wasn't working out at all. It was like the kids, and I went to the same public school. I moved up Mount Airy, went to the same public school in a nice area, but it was just different. The kids were just like really wild, and she would be scared when I pick her up. It was just bad. So my 2 older kids like looking at me like, well, why you not sending her to Girard? Right. You know what they always say about the youngest child? I'm like, because I don't know. I was just supposed to go and send her. But they was like, you might as well send her. So I ended up sending her. The crazy thing is she was in there, and she went to 1st grade and kindergarten in public school. Right. But in order to start at Girard, she had to repeat the first grade because she wouldn't have been able to keep up with the second grade curriculum.
Right.
So that just goes to show you the difference in the curriculums between public school and boarding school. However, when COVID hit, she was home for maybe 2.5 years. So technically, she was home. So it's like, we forget all that time. Because Girard took a long time to come back from COVID, longer than public schools did.
Right.
So yeah, and that's how all three of them ended up going.
So,
Well, I was just gonna say it's word of mouth. That's how Jill wound up going there. Her cousins went there first, and then Jill saw it and was like, "I want to go," and her mom's like, "No, I'm not letting you go." And she's like, "No, let me go, let me go," and that's how she wound up going there because her cousins went first. Now, none of her cousins finished. Right. She did. All of her cousins bailed after a couple years, but no, she went. So it was word of mouth for a lot of us.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't even know the school existed till somebody mentioned it.
Yeah, me neither. And that's crazy living in Philadelphia. Everybody on my social media posts, they'd be like, I done rolled past that block. Some people say they live across the street. I never knew what it was. I never knew what it was. And I'd be cracking up. They like, I done rolled past there. So that's where it's at. Oh my God, I ride past there all the time. So yeah, I've seen it all my life and just still never paid it no mind. But
some of us alumni thought that it was a prison because they confused it with an Eastern State down the street.
People said that too because the walls is so high. It's like what are behind these? So they so intrigued when I showed them the other side of the walls. People that live in Philly,
and it is literally just kind of an oasis sitting in the middle of North Philadelphia.
It
like
really is.
It's a night and day experience.
It's like a getaway. Like you wouldn't even think that you was in like North Philly. I mean, it is that is a better part though. I mean, Fairmount really, but
it's grown over the years.
It wasn't that way in the 90s.
It wasn't that way.
Right. And then if you go on the opposite side, like 26th Street, that's different.
So how is it for you having two older siblings already had gone to Girard? Were you excited or were you a little dismayed with the opportunity or the idea of not coming home anymore for the weekend until the weekends?
Honestly, I was so young. I don't even it's like a memory. I don't even know. I honestly was just like, my mom asked me and I was like, sure. I didn't know what I was getting into. And then I got there and then, I don't know, it's just been my life since I've been there. And then I also, I thought that I would see my older siblings there, but we kind of far apart in age. So by the time I got there, I think it was graduating and stuff like that. And my sister, I think she had already left by the time I got there. So it was like,
Nobody was there.
Nobody was there. So it was just me. And then I made some really great friends. So it was just I don't know. I never been really scared. It was one time I was scared. And it was one time.
If she tell y'all why, y'all would be like, it wasn't even.
It was crazy.
Oh no, tell us.
It was okay. So at nighttime, I used to be scared of the dark. Ever since I found out about that, about Momo on YouTube, I was scared of the dark. So it was this picture of my mom on my dresser, and her hair was kind of in her face.
You know where she going with this?
Yes.
And I was cracking up.
I woke up and I looked at it. I started crying.
She thought it was Momo.
I thought it was Momo.
It's Momo. It's my mom.
My doormate and stuff heard me crying, and they're all coming in my room why are you crying? I'm like, I thought that my mom it was a picture of my mom. I thought she was Momo, and I was crying for almost that whole night. And then I had woke up, I was fine. But I don't know, how did you find, I think I told you.
She told me the story, but she never been scared.
I never been scared. I never
She felt it felt like it was a sleepover. I mean, I have videos of me taking her back to school, but she's breaking her neck. All my kids used to get so anxious after the summertime because with the closer it got back to school, they just wanted to get back to school with their friends. And that's the thing about growing up in that school with your friends. I mean,
they're like my family.
Yeah, they
I consider them my sisters.
Yeah, so it's she never was scared. She just, it was fun for her because you got to realize if you got kids so far apart in age, they kind of always feel like they probably alone and they don't have siblings.
Correct.
And it's not until they got older, her and my oldest daughter, where they became super, super close, which they are. But when they was younger, it didn't feel that way. So when she
Right.
went to boarding school with all these young kids her age,
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God, this is like a bunch of siblings
That's
that I'm
nice,
just like
yeah.
having fun with.
That's pretty amazing.
Yep.
But you mentioned something that kind of just made my bat signal go off. How are the dorms structured? Because when we were that young, there were about 30 of us in one room.
It's not a lot
It's
of
not
us
a lot
at
of
all. I
them.
think first grade, it was not a lot of us.
Yeah, it
Especially
was actually
'cause-
extra beds.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
some extra beds. It wasn't a lot of us. It was like, yeah, actually, it wasn't a lot of us in first grade. I feel like,
Well,
Yeah.
that's because what happened in my oldest daughter when she got to the 8th grade. They were going to close the school. They
Right.
was gonna not close the school because people keep saying that on my comments. They weren't going to close the school.
They
They
were
were
gonna
just going
close
to
that.
make it a day school
Right.
and kind of get rid of the high school.
Yeah.
Right.
So they sent all those kids. So I don't think they ever got back to that peak enrollment since then.
Right.
They're like inching their way up. So even when she went, it was like always, it wasn't never really crowded. It was maybe, I think they have up to like 12 or 13 kids in one section and that's it.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is much smaller now.
Yeah, that's and I do remember that time. I remember coming to the school and I was on the news.
Yeah.
I was on the
Oh,
news,
yeah.
because we talked about that.
Yeah.
And for me, the staying at the school is what helped me.
Right.
Like going someplace to get an education, it was great, but to make sure I had 3 meals to eat and that I was safe.
Right.
Because my home life wasn't what everyone else's or what I perceived everyone else's home life was. And I
Right.
needed that.
Right.
And for me, the fight was to keep people safe. Like people
Right.
need
Right.
that place to stay
Right.
and a place to feel safe. So
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is when my daughter was there, I was really disappointed. You got to realize all us parents were devastated.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
all we knew was that our kids was when my son graduated. I was looking forward to my daughter graduating.
Right.
And then you're breaking up friendships. Like these are kids that grew up together. And I just didn't see the point in it. I heard rumors the school's going to run out of money, the school this, that, and the fourth.
Right.
And I get that because I do work in business, so I get business because at the end of the day, schools are a business.
Right.
But it still was so devastating. And then all I know is that they did the legwork of helping them find schools and putting together all their manuscripts and everything.
Okay.
And then my daughter went to FLC. It was like a huge culture shock.
Yeah.
for sure.
Huge. Because she went from being, and then she had to make new friends, and the kids in there were just totally different.
Right.
The only upside was that she exceeded, all her classes were kind of boring because, of course, in
She's
Girard,
getting
you
better
taught
education.
2 grades in advance, or
Yeah,
even if
right.
1 or 2. So she was acing all her classes. She was like, I think I should get moved up because I'm not being challenged. And she's telling me this in the 9th grade. I'm like, no, just get all A's because that just looks better for college and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I just felt some type of way. It was it was just devastating. All I know, next thing I knew was a hearing and they couldn't agree. And I'm like, it's hard to change a will.
Right.
I remember the Burns Foundation wanting to move and it took years for them to get on the parkway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say you want to do something with a will and then
Yep.
just have it be done.
Right.
And yeah, it was devastating. They wanted them to come back, some of them, but she was going to dance in FLC, so she didn't go back. I think some of her friends did, maybe,
Yeah.
but not all her friends. So I think that was another reason why she didn't go back either.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you did have your older brother that did graduate. When you sit in the chapel now, do you think back on that graduation? Is that a moment that you look forward to? You know,
She was
we
a
still got.
baby.
yeah, I don't remember,
Oh,
but
yeah, I guess
was-
it's
no, she
that
was
much
an
younger.
infant.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
I had just had her in February. He graduated in June. I had to get her father to watch her
Wow.
while I went to my
Okay.
son's graduation.
I mean,
And if she say she remember, I'm running out of here.
I can
Seriously.
say watching other seniors graduate, I do look forward to it.
Uh-huh.
They do the way they do it is we actually, it was fun watching it last year, especially because they be doing some crazy things on stage. It'd be fun to watch. But yeah, we get to see what colleges they're going to. It definitely is long.
Right.
sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, but yes,
Yeah, it is long.
I do look forward to it. I do look forward to it.
Now, you came in first grade. Now, are you aware that there's a term for kids that come in first grade?
Lifers.
You are a lifer.
It's still around. Terminology's still around.
So, how many students, I guess for you, since you've gotten to the point where you're not going to get new classmates every year soon.
Yeah.
So, now you've kind of forged those bonds, but have you lost a couple of kids along the way that you wonder, what happened to them, or
And
disappointed that they left and didn't make it to where you are so far?
Yeah, there was a couple. It was a good friend I had. We did fall out like a little while ago, but we ended up being like, once she left the school, we ended up being cool. It was like no hard feelings. It was like drama like third grade, so we didn't like take it to heart. But I do miss her. She lives in Florida now. I miss her, and it was some kids in first grade that I would like to see like what they're doing now, or
Yeah.
like how their life's going. But yeah, I definitely.
You got kids that's leaving now.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
your
it's-
best
Yeah.
friends.
My best
Yeah.
friends
Alex
are leaving.
left.
Alex, my favorite. I mean, not my favorite. I don't have any favorites, but I do really miss her.
And who else is leaving this
And
year?
Rochelle is leaving. I'm
You're
definitely
gonna miss her.
sad about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely miss all of them. But yeah,
Are they leaving? Or they're leaving on their own?
One of them did. The other one didn't leave on
Yeah.
her own. It was like a thing with like her grades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You gotta
Yeah.
keep up with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no,
You
absolutely.
sign that scholarship pledge. You
Yep.
gotta keep your grades up.
Right.
Because we had like a Zoom call with the principal,
Mhm.
and she basically was like letting us know, like, if your kids are not keeping up with their grades, then they won't be able to return, or we would have to find like
Yeah, they
somewhere else
call
for them to
her
go. And
alternative.
they say keep up, they mean like
Oh, yeah, keep
no
up.
C's and D, like
Yep.
A's and
Yep.
B's. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the class, the time that we lost the most students was going into 8th and going into 9th grade.
right.
And it was almost, most of it was disciplinary, but a good third of it was still grades.
Yep.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks couldn't keep up.
They couldn't keep up.
They would roll you back and let you repeat a grade one time.
Right.
So there were a few people that had that process happen, but they were still better for it and still
Right.
graduated, a majority of them.
It's crazy. I see her getting better with her grades though.
yeah,
Like-
well, during COVID was a tough time.
Yeah,
but
that
I
was a tough
Yeah.
time. But her grades, like, as the work get harder,
Yes.
she get better with her grades. I mean, I don't know what that, because I tell her, she like, it's hard. I'm like, you ain't seen nothing. Because I remember my son in high school. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was like, that work ain't no joke. So,
Do you feel like because you have to have good grades to be on the cheerleading team or run track, do you feel like that's a big motivator to make sure that your grades are on point?
Definitely. I've never been on DMP, but I would hate to be on DMP.
And what's that?
Um,
Disciplinary, or is it
yeah.
probation?
Yeah, it's like probation.
Okay.
So like if your grades aren't up, you get took out of the, like, you don't get to go to practice until your grades are up.
Right.
And they check it like I think every week or so, or every 2 weeks or something. So even if you get your grades up, you got to keep it up until they check it.
The end of the quarter, yeah.
And I've never been on it, but I would definitely hate to be on it because you're missing out on practice. You're not able to keep up. It definitely is a big motivator because I keep my grades up so I can stay on the cheer team, especially being captain.
Right.
I cannot.
captain.
Absolutely.
I cannot be on DMP. Like, and the way she gets mad about other people being on DMP, I know if I got on DMP, it would be a whole problem. So I do everything I can to make sure that my grades are up. Like, even if a grade goes down, because sometimes once the quarter begins, they'll put in a bad grade,
Right.
and then you got to bring it up within a couple weeks. I make sure I talk to all my teachers.
Mhm.
But yeah, it definitely is a big motivator because.
Yeah. It was for me. I played a
Yeah.
sport every season, and I
Oh,
could
yeah.
I
Every
can't
season.
imagine not like
Right.
being able to play. All I wanted to do was play sports. Really, I went to school to play sports.
Exactly.
Honestly, because it just kept me busy.
Right.
Yeah.
So going back to being the lifer thing, that you're kind of like the old head of your class. Are there any other lifers in your class?
There are two. It was three, but Alex left. It's me, Zatsu, and Ashaya were
Okay.
first, and then my other friend came in second, and then the one that came in fifth is leaving. But yes, so it's three of us.
Do you feel like that you are kind of in a bit of a big sister role because you've been there for as long as you have, helping the new kids along
Yeah, I do feel that way. Also, because I'm the oldest in my
in the
grade,
class, right?
because I got held back, I do feel like I have that role. Like, I feel like I'm always, if there's something going on, I'm always the one to like mediate the situation. Like, I always, if I don't like to see my friends fight, like I don't like to see us divided, especially because I feel like we're sisters. We're supposed to be together, and anytime there's a problem, I definitely make everybody talk it out, because it's just like, and then it'd be petty stuff, especially because we're in a living space, so it's like, it's certain things about like if something goes missing,
Yeah.
or when we're on our menstruals, everybody has an attitude, so sometimes it might get a little rough, but we definitely always find a way, because we're just so close. It's like, what are we even arguing for? We always find a way to like
Fix it.
and being with like it's little kids, they're also seeing them just makes my heart full. Like, I see them sometimes, like when we go into the cafeteria and they're all waving at us and like they know our names, and it's just like so cute. So we definitely, a while back actually, we did this little sister thing with some of the first graders, and our rave, we did like, I think it was like around Christmas time, where we had like made like little stuff, and we was helping them like as a big sister, and they used to call us like little sisters, and we all had our own little one of the little first graders, and we did like little activities with them. It was really fun. Yeah.
I still keep in touch with my little brother at Girard.
Oh, wow.
We still message back and forth. Every once in a while, we both in the games. Every once in a blue moon, we'd hop on the PlayStation and game out for a little bit.
What if public school literally adapted the same core values, the same strategy? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if they teach friendships and stuff in regular school.
Probably not.
I think it's the living together.
Right.
I think that just says, because there's people who were in my class, my grade, where they left, they didn't graduate.
Right.
They still come back to Founders Day.
Okay.
And they're still our family,
Right.
and we still joke with them, and we still rehash memories. Like, I don't think like that. It's just such a special bond.
It is. It is.
It's so special that we're doing this podcast just to talk about these memories and these lifelong bonds we've built with people we went to school with.
My two oldest kids are still best friends with the friends they went to school with.
Yeah.
I'd be amazed. Like, my oldest daughter, I cannot even believe how close her and her best friend is. Like, but it's like a few of them that she's really close with, but
Right.
it's one that she like literally so super close with. And I can't. And my son the same way. Like, they are all still friends.
Yep.
And I definitely know that's gonna be the same case with her. Like, I make sure though, like in the summertime, like I took one of her best friends with us to the mall yesterday. I make sure they stay connected. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always do that. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it goes with the best friend vein, but I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. I talked about this a little bit earlier. How weird would it be looking at yourself in the future to see yourself married to another Girard person? And I only say that because Dan and myself are both married to Girard graduates. I met my wife in 6th grade.
we had this conversation. Didn't we have this conversation?
I feel like it is better to
we
go
had
with
this
somebody
conversation.
inside of Girard, because some public school kids be like, maybe a different breed. I don't know. They're just so like, some of them are disrespectful. So it's like, but
We had
it
that
wouldn't be
conversation.
crazy.
I know what I told her though. This is so crazy because this wasn't even like a Girard thing. But now that you say that, it makes me feel a little bit better. But it was just like a mom and daughter conversation. Like,
Right.
I'm like, I said sometimes you can meet somebody in the 5th or 6th grade and end up marrying them. I say it's rare to me, maybe,
Right.
but I didn't think of it as a way that because you grow up in school together,
Right.
like y'all did, to end up being married. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Because I literally said to her, I said, you might, I don't know how I mean, you got your first love and all this other stuff. You get all these experiences, but it is different when you live at the school. But we had this
Right.
conversation because she dated a little boy that.
But here's the interesting thing. Neither one of us dated our wives while we were at Girard.
No.
We knew each other.
Yep.
We kind of liked each other, but we didn't date until after we graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
can see that.
Well, I
see
didn't
that.
date my wife until about 10 years ago.
Oh,
We
wow.
just reconnected
But
recently.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'd rather her date somebody at Girard. I'm not gonna lie, like for real, she like when you say these other kids. I mean, no shade, 'cause don't be coming for me. 'Cause I'm not with all that. I comments back, but some of these kids in public school, I see them because I see them.
Yeah.
Just know.
Well, this is Philly, so these
Yeah.
are those you're really talking about the same kids that's just still rummaging through the
Yeah.
city doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
You know,
So
so
I'd rather
it's a
be
fair
somebody-
point, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
Well, we get into the meat of the show, and this is the Dorm Disorder podcast, young lady. So, little sis, why don't you go ahead and I don't know, just tell us you don't have to put no names, need to be
Okay.
attributed. You don't even have to say when this happened.
Yeah.
And we normally stick with firsthand experiences. If you want to tell somebody else's little story, that's fine too. So why don't you tell us a little dorm disorder? How does it happen in this era?
Okay, my first time doing door disorder was like first or second grade.
Early.
And my RA went to the home to go help one of the kids get to the nurse. And me and my friends, I don't know, we started playing. And we was playing, I don't know what we was doing, I don't remember, but it was a divider right there between our thing. And I guess I was sitting on top of it, or I was hanging over top of it, and my RA came in, and I started like crying, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I was so sorry. I was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I would never do it again. And yeah, I think she told my mom.
Out of all the things to worry about, trust me, I was not worried about that. Especially in first and second grade, you better be climbing on something. That's what kids do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right.
I wouldn't have been worried about that at all. My oldest daughter, she got in trouble for taking video of a fight in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
And she almost got kicked out.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
she literally almost got kicked out. It wasn't playing with her. Like we had to have a meeting. It was a whole big thing. We had to sign this pledge, to promise not to ever do it again, because it was jeopardizing. And at this time, I think the scholarship was like $42,000. You're jeopardizing your $42,000 scholarship. Blah 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 blah. Like they was ready to boo her out. I was like, "Are you serious?" I'm looking at her like, "You done lost your mind." But now they can't have phones. But go ahead, Sahara. You can tell them some more stories.
So we had a young lady on last week that graduated 2 years after I did in the class of 98. And one of her points was the girls did dorm disorder completely different than the boys. For them, the boys, it usually got a little rough and tumble. It got a little, Dan tells a story of a shoe being dropped on another person's face. Yes. So what is it that now that you're a little bit older and, you all stay up a little bit later, what kind of stuff do y'all talk about?
Literally, all we do is talk. Or either I'm always, for some reason, I always get the end. I'm literally, every single time I've gotten a dorm, I'm always at the end. So, like, my friends are on the farther side. But this year, I did have a couple of my friends on my side. So, all we literally do is either, like, talk about our day or talk about, like, what we did. Because some of us don't have the same classes together. So, we just talk about our day or what we do. It's definitely nothing like, it do get hectic some nights where we just want to, like, play around and stuff like that. And we just, like, we're up and we just doing whatever. But I know, another story that I got in trouble for. We had one of our dorm mates has a really bad temper, and you want to get in the shower early so that you can get out there and have as much time out there as you want to after dinner. So
I don't gotta say where you go.
Out in the section, and I guess I don't know what happened, why everything was like we didn't have enough time. But she told her that, I guess she told her after you get out the shower that you have to go to bed. And she just went off.
Oh,
And this was
wow.
like a year or two ago, and she went off, and she was really upset. So I guess she started talking under her breath. And the other girl was like going at it. So me and my messy friends were telling them what they were saying.
Oh.
One girl was in the bathroom, the other one was in the dorm. So we're going back and forth and saying, she said this, she said that. So now it turns in, and then we're over exaggerating the words. So
Yes.
now it's turning into an argument. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, I wonder how this is gonna go. Mind you, I think our array wasn't there, so we're just
On your
going
own.
back, we're just going back and forth. So then fighting words came up. It was like, are y'all gonna fight? So I got in trouble because I asked the girl, are you gonna fight the other girl? And they ended up like, but they didn't really want to fight because
Right.
like they wasn't that angry. Like it was nothing.
Y'all was making it
They were
worse.
making it worse. So they started fighting, but they didn't really like. It was just like they wasn't angry enough. So they're just like whatever. One of my friends decides to take the girl's glasses, but she takes my other friend's glasses. She takes her glasses. They're broke, and then she tells the girl that she broke her glasses.
Y'all,
And they
it's
started
messy.
fighting.
Man,
And they just started going in. And then we were watching it. So we're cheering them on. We're in the corner cheering them on. My Ari walks in and she's like, what is going on? What is wrong with y'all? So she breaks up the fight. Mind you, my Ari wasn't going to like say nothing to the deans or anything. I don't think so. She was going to give us a punishment, but she wasn't going to say nothing to the
She's
deans.
going to keep it in-house.
Yeah. Them two are sitting out there talking about it. The dean walks around the corner, and we're like, why did she have to come? So it's after hours. It's like 10 o'clock. The dean is like, why are y'all still up? And they start spilling the beans, telling everything that happened. And then, I don't know, she was like, if there's anyone else involved, you need to tell me now, because this doesn't sound, the story isn't straight. They started naming everybody. She said, if she names you, come outside. So she names all of our names, and then half of us is on the cheer team. So
They got in
my heart
super big
was
trouble.
like,
Oh, my
as soon as I heard
goodness.
my dean come over, my heart dropped. Like, I was like, no, please, so let's get in trouble. So she calls us out. We all walk over to the dean's office. We're sitting in there just trying to see, like, we're literally whispering, like, what are we going to say? Like, what are we
Oh,
going to
boy.
say while
Get
she's
your
in there
story
talking to
straight.
them?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to say that. I asked them what they're going to fight. You're going to say that you did this. And one of my friends got in the biggest trouble because she wouldn't have brought out the glasses. So they got suspended for, like, a couple of days. I think, like, 3 days or something. And then after that, they didn't have any punishment. We had community service,
Mm.
and we had to clean up. We had to write apology.
Y'all didn't have no chair.
Nope, no chair.
They got punished the worst for
Yes.
instigating.
Yeah.
We couldn't go to cheer practice. The only reason we was allowed to come back is because we had competition, like a
Go
couple
back to
weeks
cheer
later.
practice. Other than that, they
Other than
wouldn't
that-
have been able to cheer.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
had to like do stuff at practice either way. Like our mats that we practiced on, we had to roll those up. And we were still in trouble while we was at cheer.
Right.
And yeah, it took us a while to get off of it. And we never did that again. And then one of my friends that was watching, but she didn't get in trouble. And it was just crazy. But we never did it again. That was the last time we heard of a fight.
That's why you see my the newest podcast episode clip that I posted talks about how I instilled in her no gossiping, like
Yes,
chill on
yes,
the gossiping,
yes.
chill on like that stuff don't get you nowhere. And she from that day because she don't like getting in trouble for
Right.
nothing at all. Like she don't like getting in trouble. So to other kids that might not seem much, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah,
because
like
you
a
just
fight.
instigated a fight. But to her, it was a huge deal because
Yeah.
I make you realize that something as small as that, which is not small,
Yeah.
to other kids it may be small,
Right.
but it was such a huge deal for her because
Right.
to not be able to go to cheer, all the apology letter, everything that she had to do, you know, just for instigating.
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I mean? And that's what I love about the school. Because it teaches a valuable lesson when it comes to
Absolutely.
things like that. You know what I mean?
Was the suspension, was that in school or did they get sent home?
They got sent home. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever have, I had in-school suspension. I had to sit in the principal's office for a week
Wow.
Yeah.
and take my classes in there, all my homework and everything.
I was never that bad then. It's not getting in trouble unless you get caught. I did not get caught very often. So, yeah. No in-school suspensions. Do they still detain kids and not let them go home on the weekends if they're... Oh, see, there you
No,
go.
they send them kids
no more
home.
weekend detention.
Because they just started the weekend program back up. But before that, you gotta go home.
Yeah.
Nah,
Because there's nobody there. It was nobody there to really watch them. So
So our punishment, we couldn't go home that weekend.
Yeah.
And that
Oh,
was
wow.
probably the worst punishment you could get.
Yeah.
You either got to leave at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, noon on Saturday, or you had to stay the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But you also had to just sit for 3 hours at a time in detention, doing
Yeah,
nothing.
We had detention. We got detention our whole class. It was like towards the end of the year because on Fridays we have to sit in the auditorium. And you have to be on your best behavior because it's like only like 2 adults that's watching
Right.
all of the kids. So I think it wasn't even that our behavior was bad. We had left it dirty. And they
Yeah.
made us sit inside of the auditorium again for like an hour. So while everybody's playing outside,
You
we're
just
sitting
had to
in
sit
there.
there,
And
yeah.
then my friends are laughing. So you couldn't leave unless like I had a book. So I'm just sitting there chilling. And I was like, I'm trying to get out of here. So I'm not for sit here laughing
Right.
at y'all. So I ended up leaving like earlier. It was like based on we had instead of one of the RAs, we had the dean. For some reason, he was more chill and he was just letting us go if you were quiet. I guess he didn't want to watch us.
Yeah.
He was at Mr.
Probably had
Keys.
plans.
Yeah, Mr. Keys. He was
Mr.
like,
Keys is a cool
or you
dude.
could go
Yeah.
if you was quiet. Now my RA, she would probably had us in there for a while, but
And the RAs, I was fortunate enough. Every RA she had is
Yes.
like, and
I have
even
a
this last
really-
one is like one of the best
That's good.
RAs.
I have a very
like,
close
ever.
relationship with them.
Yeah, and so did my oldest daughter, Miss Strong. She had really good RAs. So, yeah.
That's one thing that we all like. We had some pretty good RAs
Yeah.
when we were younger.
Yeah,
That
because I get those comments
yeah.
like, "Well, who helps them? If they go into first grade, who helps them get washed up? Who helps them?"
Oh,
And I
yeah.
really
Oh, that
can't
was-
think of like my thing is, the school teaches the kids independence
exactly.
because it's a college preparatory school.
Right.
It teaches independence, so it's like we're teaching them how to do these things, but I'm at home still teaching her. Like, if you're not teaching your child at 6 and 7 how to
Wash that behind.
wash up on like, that was weird to me. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people still, but at 6 and 7, I'm starting to teach her how to get in the shower, wash up yourself. And I didn't, like, well, who does their hair? She come home every weekend. She just get her hair done the last 4 weeks. Like,
Right.
the questions be like a little bit off
Yeah.
sometimes. And I just be like, I'm not understanding. Your 6 and 7-year-old not learning how to like
Exactly. Take care of
wash up,
themselves.
like take
right.
care of themselves. Like, what? They don't know how to brush their own teeth. Was she just getting up in the morning? They don't know how to put their clothes on.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I get that all the time. So it teaches independence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you have a wardrobe at like 7? Because when I was there at 7 years old, there was no wardrobe. I had a chair that was next to my bed, and I would have to hang my clothes on the chair that I was going to wear the next day.
They still do that.
They do make,
Okay.
But they
did
got
used
a
to make us do
wardrobe,
that.
right?
Yeah.
We do got a wardrobe, but they did used to make us like we had to set out your clothes. In the morning time, make sure your bed was made. You couldn't walk out unless your bed was made. You had to be out there in a certain time. That's still how it is now. Yeah, we definitely do have a wardrobe.
Okay.
You have to keep it clean.
Yep.
I know. What was that, like 6th or 5th grade? There was our dean. We've had a dean for a while now. We had the same dean. She made a kind of like a competition. It started off as there were people that used to walk through our dorm where we wasn't there during the day. Like, they wanted to do tours and stuff like that. So our closets and stuff had to look a certain way. Like, it would have to be blazer, pants, skirt. And then you had to have certain stuff at the top, or you had to have your shirts folded a certain way. And she whoever had like the best dorm, we got Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Nice.
Which
Okay.
was really
Nice,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make all of your older big sisters very jealous because I realized this morning, and you just mentioned it. What was your uniform? What articles of clothing do you have?
We have skirts.
You have skirts. So I don't know if you knew this, but when the girls were older,
Yeah.
when I was there, back in my day, the girls got jumpers.
Oh yeah, they got jumpers.
They hated them.
We do not like jumpers. You get jumpers until 6th grade.
Yep.
So it used to be jumpers until high school.
Mm.
Yep. You didn't get a skirt until you went to the 9th grade.
No,
So
they have skirts.
you just made a whole lot of people jealous.
Yeah, I don't like the jumpers. The jumpers are just so like, and then they're, I don't know, they're just so
Yeah.
boxy.
Yes, they're very boxy.
It's so crazy because the discourse on my video now got like 1.6 million views. It's about uniforms. Like the comment is a comment from somebody that says something like, "I think all kids should wear uniforms," and I think that one comment got thousands of likes, and it has so many comments of kids saying no and no, we shouldn't have to wear uniforms, and some moms saying, like, it's just a bunch of discourse. I didn't even know that this whole uniform thing was a thing.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a thing. Because I never paid it no mind. I was just happy that and blessed that Girard provided the uniforms.
Oh, the clothes,
but back
yeah.
when my older kids was there, they provided the uniforms, the play clothes,
Yep.
the underwear, the socks.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then now you have a bunch of parents making comments like, well, they got to buy uniforms and they got to buy regular clothes. And I'm just like, well, why are you buying regular clothes if you're buying uniforms? I mean, I
Right.
just don't think of it. Because even when she was in first grade in public school and kindergarten, I just only bought uniforms for school.
Right.
But uniforms is a whole huge thing.
Yeah.
The uniforms are getting better because every year it was like she was getting something that was too big. I knew that was
Right,
an issue.
yeah.
But other than that, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer uniform, to be honest. Like sometimes I don't even change out of my uniform. Honestly,
she'll
like
keep it on
when
after
we have to wear
school.
home
Yeah.
clothes, I don't feel like looking for an outfit. Or sometimes I don't pack enough because you can't go home and get more clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So you just stuck with the clothes you got. And if I don't pack anything I like, then I just
Oh, guess what? They got to bring their clothes home every weekend now.
Oh wow. The
Yeah.
uniform?
The uniform
They gotta-
clothes?
No, they got to bring all
Their own
regular
personal
we got
clothes.
uniform clothes too. We
Oh, yeah,
got-
their uniforms.
We
They
gotta bring
wear
them
them on
on Friday.
Friday.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
got to
yeah.
wash it and send it back. But
Oh, wow.
every Friday they coming out to school with these suitcases.
I did see that one Founders Day. Founders
Yeah,
Day.
I did
The
notice
students
that too.
were in
It's so
High school.
annoying.
Yeah.
With
And they
all
had
the
the suitcases. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she be having so many bags, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is insane. It happened during COVID because they deep clean apparently,
Yeah.
so
Right.
they can't leave anything in there. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
I
But
Yeah.
I can't complain because you can't complain.
no,
No, because you got
I
it
agree.
good. Look what
Yeah.
school they in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you gotta keep like, come on, y'all, like.
The terminology: home clothes, play clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
right.
home clothes and play
When,
clothes.
if a new student comes in, what do you call them?
If a new student comes in,
Do you call them a newbie?
mm-mm.
No. All right, so that fell
yeah.
off.
Yeah, it fell off. Yeah.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago with one of our brothers that were on there. Newbie.
Yeah, that's the term for everything. You should bring that back. Y'all should
Yeah.
call all the new kids like they are all newbies, and you will not be a newbie until next year when you are through your first year at Girard. Yeah,
6th grade was the scariest part for me because I didn't have a lot of money to buy clothes. So
Right.
the fact that I didn't have my
So-
play clothes anymore,
Yeah,
which is
explain
why
that,
I
though.
loved uniform.
explain that though. How when the transition of play clothes.
So yeah, when we were in junior school, they gave me jeans. They gave me a play shirt that had the Girard logo on it. They gave me different colors that had my name in the back, just like your underclothes and all that. But when you got to 6th grade, that stopped.
Right.
So you didn't get that anymore. So you had to bring clothes from home,
For after school.
home clothes,
Yeah.
that you could change into after school.
Yeah.
And junior school, I had to worry about my shoes. I had to
Right.
worry
That's
about
about
what
it.
sneakers I put on.
Right.
That was it.
That was it.
But then I had to worry about, because some kids still had money and they were dressed in some expensive stuff. And,
And that's the whole discourse around the uniforms.
Right.
Bullying. Like,
Right.
if everybody wears the same thing, then it's like that negates like a lot of the bullying because I had parents not parents and teachers making comments on that post saying it cuts down on bullying.
Exactly.
Which is still a very real thing no matter which school you're in, because kids just want to be kids.
Yep.
Right.
This concludes part 1 of this episode. Please stay tuned next week for the conclusion.
I realized all us parents were devastated.